Really? Happy fucking October!
Dad!
Sorry. What's up, guys? Happy October. It is our favorite month here at the Headbanger household. Every other month during the year is just a prelude to this, right?
Yep.
Very excited here. I know so many of you out there feel the same way. And let's, right off the bat, a couple things before we start. I want to dedicate this episode to Richard, a good friend, aka Heavy Metal Real. He's probably the biggest person I know besides myself, maybe Finch and family members that love this month just as much as we do. And I'm sure a lot of you out there do as well. Leave that in the comments. Tell me some of the things you guys do this month. And so this is, we're going to do a Chars. We have hot chocolate that little Headbanger made. Her specialty. She makes the best. So Chars to Richard and everyone else out there watching who absolutely loves this month of October, the best month of the year. Chars. Perfect.
You put it over there.
Alright, and there's one other thing before we begin. That's kind of a downer for me for this time of year. I've been kind of bummed out lately. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Jamie Lee Curtis, the great actress, of course, from the Halloween franchise, is going to be at Horror Hound Weekend in Indianapolis in November. And right when it was announced, way back when, my wife and I were immediately just so psyched, and we're totally planning on going. But unfortunately, as of like last minute of the day that the tickets went on sale, like last week or 2 weeks ago, that day I was like planning on leaving work on my lunch break, coming home, buying the tickets. Fortunately, very last minute, just realized that we weren't going to be able to swing it financially. We got some stuff going on. We just weren't going to be able to do it, unfortunately. And just been really down about that because, I mean, Halloween, if it's not my favorite horror film ever, it's at least top 3. If it's not number 1. So anyway, really been down about that. I don't think I took it too hard though, right? Jamie Lee, why? Jamie Lee.
Dad, it's okay.
No, it's not okay. So yeah, I think I'm over it now. But yeah, that's the only damper that's been put on this season. But let's get to the good stuff though. What we do, we kind of did something like this last October. We talked about what we do. We always have so many huge plans throughout the whole month. So many activities. I'll do a band one real quick. Our band will be playing a really cool show at the end of October, a week before Halloween. We're opening for a pretty big black metal band called Dark Funeral, so that'd be really cool to open up that show. That'd be a lot of fun for us. Let's get to what plans you and I have. You want to tell them? What's the first thing?
Fright World.
Fright World.
You made a video of that last year, and you'll probably make another one too.
Yeah, last year you made it through all of them for the first time. I'm going to put links below this video to last year's October episodes where we did. I know a lot of you guys missed the first season, and you get to see our Halloween special in which you and I had some trick-or-treating adventures. You get to see me in a bra in case you missed that. Some people see that in the intro opening. They're like, what's that from? I'll put the link to last year's October episodes. They're awesome. You get to see her make it through Fright World, which is like our haunted house that we have locally. I don't know if it's just East Coast or what, but I'm sure a lot of you out there have similar things.
It was on the Travel Channel.
It's on the Travel Channel. So it's like Scream Park. There's a lot of different ones throughout the country. This one is absolutely fantastic. So we'll go to that. I think afterwards we're going to come home, watch some Halloween movies.
Have some pizza.
What else do we have going on? We got
the farm.
This place called
Becker Farms.
Speak up, talk to the
Becker Farms.
Yeah,
and
tell them
they
what
have a haunted hayride and a maze and stuff, and it's really fun.
And it's kind of usually by the time we go, it's usually like more chilly out, and we go like at night.
I wore my costume last year. That was a mistake.
Yeah. And they have like hot chocolate they sell there and cider, so it's really cool. It's out in kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's a farm, and they sell pumpkins, tons of pumpkins. They have like a wine tasting area. It's a really cool place. So we're going to that towards the end of the month. What else we got planned? There's other stuff. Good friend of mine is getting married this month, which is really cool. I'm in the wedding party. That's awesome. That just adds to the festivities. We have a night. What else we got? Of course, we have friends and I have our annual Halloween movie marathon, which when you get older, you'll probably attend at some point.
The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead season premiere, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's on what date is
That's
that?
the day after Fright World. That's
Day
on
after
the
Fright
14th.
World. So that's an awesome weekend. So we have all these things planned. Probably other things that we're forgetting, but it's a great month. And an added cool thing is Hallows Eve, the night before Halloween, I'm going to be hosting a film event at this awesome place. It's called the Funeral Home, but it really used to be a funeral home. And a friend of ours took it. He owns it, and he actually has like bands playing their shows. We've played it before. Really cool, like seedy underground type bar. It actually used to be a funeral home for real. So it's the vibe in there is awesome. We're actually going to watch Halloween horror movies there the last 4 nights leading up until Halloween. I'll be hosting one of those nights the night before Halloween, which is just awesome. I'm going to be showing Fulci's Zombie and Mikhail Suave's Stage Fright. So that's going to be awesome. We're all in there drinking, having some pizzas, all that. So that'll be sweet. So yeah, we got a lot of things planned. Tell me some things you do. And watch the rest of this episode. Got a lot of cool things to show you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Halloween episode is coming up next couple weeks. We'll have that. But stick around for the rest of this episode. Hope you enjoy it.
Watch part 2.
Yeah, don't miss part 2. So, happy October, everybody.
Happy October.
What's up, motherfuckers? Sorry. Welcome to this segment. Actually, before I start this segment, I got an update from the previous segment regarding the Jamie Lee Curtis convention. And like I said, I don't think I took it that hard. Why? Jamie Lee. But yeah, I have a cool update because of a certain circumstance that has happened recently regarding another convention that we were going to attend. That is not happening. Therefore, we are now able, because of that, to slightly finagle going to meet Jamie Lee Curtis now, and Nick Castle, who played the original Michael Myers. The Headbanger family will be doing this, so this is fucking awesome news. If you saw season 1, you know what I do, what I like to do when I'm very happy and excited about something. Yeah, so really cool. Because of a certain situation, this is going to happen now. As far as whether or not I may or may not reference or discuss this particular circumstance that happened, I may or may not discuss it at a later date. We shall see. But let's get to this segment. Basically, this is my... see, it's a table. Normally, I would do in POV mode. But I figure, you know what? Try... A lot of you guys do it this way, the more traditional way. You do it very well, and I'm going to just show standard movies. Nothing rare here, no hard boxes, just standard movies that I get from my horror library. I did this once back in season 1. It got a good response, so figured I'd do it again. I got a stack of movies that I got to alphabetize. These are all movies that I've gotten. You know, you're going to see all this and be like, Headbanger, man, you must be loaded. You're getting a lot of shit. No, this is over the last, since like the spring, so several months. The pile I've accumulated. We got DVDs, Blu-rays, even some VHS. This is my notebook. Maybe next year the segment will be called The Notebook. It says horror on it. I got so many of these because I just wear them out from use. And I'm sure many of you out there have it. It's just full of all horror movies that I want to add to my A to Z horror library. Newer films that I have seen, newer films that I have yet to see, older films that I have seen, older films that I have yet to see. Everything that I want in my collection I write down here, and slowly but surely you grind away and you cross them off as you get them. And so this is just a pile of shit that I've gotten over the last several months to add to my A to Z horror library. I'll just run through them as quickly as possible. Hope you enjoy this. Before we start, go with, the main reason I want to do it this way instead of doing the standard table POV is you get to see this awesome, lovely face more. So that's the real reason. It is October, guys. Happy October. So I got fish. I haven't had this before. Fisherman's Pumpkin Stout. Love the pumpkin stouts. Love the Oktoberfest beers. So I haven't had this before. Fisherman's Brewery. Cheers. Pretty good. Not one of the best ones I say I'd have, but even the ones that aren't great are still great and delicious, or still good and delicious, and I will enjoy this one. Not as cold as I would like it to be out right now. Kind of a little warm for October. Kind of sucks. I prefer the chill in the air. Let's get to it. First of all, before I get to all the rest of the stack, just tell you guys about my feelings quickly on a few hot button recent films, recent releases in horror that I've yet to discuss that everyone else has. Everyone else and their grandmothers already discussed, but I'll just give you my quick take on them. Don't have a hard copy, obviously, but thank you, Scotty, giving me a copy of VHS, the much talked about found footage anthology. I'm not going to say it's one of the greatest found footage anthology horror films of all time, but I fucking loved it. Thought it was great. Mrs. Headbanger and I watched it one Saturday night. Had a great time. I honestly liked every single one. My least favorite was probably the Skype one, just because I didn't like the direction it went. It was kind of odd to me. But other than that, I liked them all. Probably my favorite was the final one, kind of, I guess I'll call it the haunted house one. Fantastic. Just a good time. Seems like there's people either love or hate this film, but I can't wait till it comes out, till it gets official release. I hope they put it out on an actual VHS. But yeah, I loved it. Loved Ty West. His continues to show off his great talent at creating a great vibe. So thumbs up on VHS. Can't wait till it comes out. So let's get to some other ones here that I've yet to discuss. Father's Day. Limited to 5,000 edition. This is 4 discs. Fucking 4 discs. You get Blu-ray, DVD. I don't know what else. You get the soundtrack too. Great soundtrack. I love this film. This is one of those ones I was gonna pre-order back, back in the late winter or whatever. I was really excited about it. I had heard about these Astronaut Six guys. I later went on to get the Astronaut Six compilation, excuse me, of their short films, and I just sat on that. Didn't watch it. Had I watched that quicker, I would have definitely ordered this quicker, and I just kept putting it off, and I kind of forgot about it, and then kind of was reminded about it by a lot of your reviews out there, your positive responses out there to it. So picked it up, and me 26 and my wife watched this. We had an absolute blast. Loved it. Great performances too. I mean, it's real cheesy, but they're all really funny, talented guys. I thought it lost a little bit of steam at the end, but that's just nitpicking. The final act in particular actually reminded me of like a South Park episode. That's how like outrageous it was. But absolutely loved it. Picked this up. I know it's 5,000, but it's one of those things. Sounds like a lot, but I'm sure at some point it's going to be, hard to get, and you'll wish you would have gotten it. So don't put it off. Awesome, fun flick. Lovely Molly. You guys know I love the director Eduardo Sanchez. I was really anticipating this film. Absolutely loved it. Lived up to my expectations. It probably exceeded them. Gretchen Lodge, who plays the lead chick. This is basically paranormal / drug addiction movie. Awesome. Great atmosphere, as usually the case with Eduardo Sanchez, who I think is one of the best modern horror filmmakers out there, who I don't think gets that credit. Great vibe, creepy, and her performance, Gretchen Lodge, is just absolutely fantastic. She will definitely be up for Best Actress at my Golden Horn Awards at the end of the year, as will this film. Absolutely love it, highly recommend it. Cool lenticular slipcover on this edition. Another one I was anticipating a lot, as was, I know, Scotty, Willie Mark 1. The Lost Coast Tapes, Bigfoot flick. Horror genre to me is just, to me anyway, it just needs that big time, awesome Bigfoot flick. There's been some cool ones back in the day in the 70s and 80s, but not a true stud Bigfoot flick. Serious one, actual scary one. So I was excited about this. Look at that cover, amazing cover. I gotta say, it's not gonna fill that void that has been created for a great Bigfoot flick, but it was very enjoyable nonetheless. Has a lot of faults, but I did enjoy it, and particularly the reason I enjoyed it was the final act and kind of the very creative and original spin they put on the whole film, which you could kind of see coming, but I really like that, what they did with it, and I think it's gonna either piss people off or people will really see how cool and original that is. So not the Bigfoot flick I wanted and hoped for, but a very enjoyable flick and recommend. Another director I love, Sion Sono, one of my favorite directors, one of my favorite Asian directors. Himizu, this is the latest. Himizu, critically acclaimed. I've yet to watch this. I cannot wait to see this. Kind of using the tsunami tragedy that struck Japan recently, and putting a dramatic spin on that. Kind of a twisted love story is the norm with him. Can't wait to watch this. Probably watch this month at some point. Happy to pick that up. No, this one actually was just surprised in my research that I do every now and then. I stumbled upon this brand new film, and I hadn't heard any buzz about it at all, which maybe is a bad thing, but it's called The Monk, with one of my, as I said before, my all-time, definitely one of my all-time favorite actors, and probably my favorite still active actor, Vincent Cassel, The Monk. This is a novel adaptation of a pretty provocative novel from what I hear, and he plays a monk in a monastery who basically falls into madness. One of those type films, supposed to have great atmosphere. I was just kind of upset that I hadn't heard anything about this, so I'm eager to see this. I might be watching this weekend. Can't wait to check this out, let you guys know how it is. Love Vincent Cassel, and seeing him play a twisted monk, I mean, it's gotta be fucking good. It's The Haunting Hour. R.L. Stine, and a lot of you out there are Goosebumps fans. Back when you were a kid, the books, of course the TV series, we're big fans of him in this household. Little Headbanger loves him, grew up on the Goosebumps, us showing her the Goosebumps. This is a series that came out last year on a station called The Hub, and highly recommending, guys. I mean, especially if you have kids, you're trying to get them into horror, this is perfect. It's even more so. Goosebumps, I think, was a little more for, I'd say, kids. This is more maybe like tweener, preteen, even teen. And honestly, I mean, me and my wife enjoy this immensely. I would watch this stuff just on my own. I mean, that's how good it is. R.L. Stine is such a talent, and to be honest with you, some of these are better than a lot of the shit that just the horror stuff that comes out of Hollywood. I would love to see R.L. Stine make an actual adult, big-time horror flick. He's so talented. These shorts are awesome. Much like Goosebumps, these all end on such a downer. They just end badly, which is one thing I always loved about him, because it's like geared toward kids. You expect it to have this happy ending, and they totally don't. These are really well done. Lots of practical effects. Some really legitimately creepy stuff. A lot of great acting. Just awesome. These are at Walmart for like $10. Shout Factory actually put these out. There's a couple series of them, so highly recommend it. Cheap. Watch them with your kids or watch them on your own. Alright guys, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Scream Factory, Shout Factory is putting out a lot of great issues, a lot of great new stuff next year in 2013 of titles that have yet to be released on DVD and horror. They've just put out a bunch. This year, of course, I picked up the Halloween 3 one. Great cover artwork, reversible cover. I didn't have a good edition of this film, so I was happy to pick that up. Gotta get moving here. I got a just epic stack here. Always gotta add to the Asian part of the collection. Tamami, Baby's Curse. Really fun flick, really well done, great atmosphere. The only knock on it is the pretty bad CGI they used for the baby's face when they show it towards the end. Other than that, I really enjoyed it. If you're highly recommended for any of you that are really into the kind of like killer baby kid movies, stuff like that. Really cool cover, cool flick. The Slit Mouthed Woman, Tartan Asian extreme film. I've yet to see this. Kind of always wanted it. Kind of a slasher, but the cool thing about this is this chick kills children, which is fucking cool. So look forward to seeing that. Let me know if any of you watch that one. Some slashers here. I try to divide these up in some type of order. The Sex and Sin trilogy. I have another one here. I love this trilogy. This particular one's called Twisted Sisters, which I believe was the only release that really actually came out in the States, called Twisted Sisters. There's 2 other films. This is technically the 3rd one of the trilogy. I love, it's cheesy. It's the film looks kind of like a British soap opera, low budget like that, but I think that just adds to the griminess of it. She's a killer. Fiona Horsey plays this role, and she's just so fucking hot. I'm gonna be honest, that's the main reason I like them so much. But they're really twisted and violent and sexy, and I just love them. And I love this particular series. This company that put out these, they got these really hot covers of Fiona close-up face, so happy to have that one. It's kind of a guilty pleasure in that I think when I first saw this, I mean, it's pretty much a bad film. It's called Flashback. Horrible artwork. Has nothing to do with anything. But, man, while I'm watching this movie, I'm like, this is a bad flick. By the end of it, though, I was just like, wow, that's just a collaboration of a lot of different horror subgenres, and the continuity is horrible, but afterwards I just realized I was just really entertained by it. It helps that the lead chick, Valerie Nyhouse, she was really hot and awesome, great performance. Let me know if any of you have seen this. I really like this flick. Definitely a slasher, really cool twist at the end. A lot of technical problems with the film, but I think a blast. Happy to pick it up. 80s, kind of an obscure 80s slasher flick that I've yet to see. I've wanted for years. The Slayer. Supposed to have some cool gore scenes in it. I've wanted to see this one for years. Happy to add it to the slasher collection. Always adding to the slasher collection. So you guys know it's so vast. 80s classic slasher, The Initiation. I was never considered myself a big Daphne Zuniga fan, but she is really hot in this, and I love her performance. Probably the best thing about this flick too is the great decapitation scene of Clu Gulager. Awesome. Happy to finally have that in the collection. Some random stuff. Day of the Beast, Spanish film by director Alex de la Iglesia, known for The Last Circus, one of my favorite flicks from last year, up for Best Picture at the Golden Horn Awards. This is his second film, I believe. Want to get all his films. Not as good as The Last Circus, but outrageous, fun, satire. Highly recommended. Really cool flick. Day of the Beast. One I didn't hear too much talked about from, I believe, 2 years ago. The Perfect Host. This stars, you can see, David Hyde Pierce, oddly enough. But this flick was awesome. My wife and I watched this one time on Netflix a while back. And he kind of has that, he's known for, of course, his role in the great sitcom of the 90s, Frasier, as Niles Crane. He's basically that type of character, kind of a affluent businessman who guy stumbles upon his door, basically trying to trick him out of money or whatever, and that's all I'll say. Really fun, twisted, nothing like crazy gruesome, crazy gore, but really nice, hip, dark, well written, demented dinner party story, I'll say. But highly recommended. Don't really hear too many people talk about this. You can get it for cheap. Sucks this isn't the cover that I wanted when I ordered it, or that it showed. I hate when that happens. But Perfect Host, really fun flick. Some independent stuff, Cutting Moments. It's one of those ones, of course, wanted for years. Kind of infamous in the indie scene. Many of you have probably seen this series of short films, kind of revolving around cutting. Definitely the best one is the titular Cutting Moments. A lot of these films knew their limitations, effects-wise, and I just think they did a really good job. I really enjoyed this. Tom Savini is quoted as the sickest film I've ever seen. Of course, that's bullshit, but really cool. Happy to finally add this to the collection. It's somewhat hard to find. Love that Cutting Moments short. Just really cool. Twisted. As I mentioned before, Astronaut Six compilation. Really cool. I had basically when I originally got this, I had gotten a burned copy of it, and I just sat on it, and I should have watched it, as I said, and then saw Father's Day and finally picked this one up as well, the actual real version of it. Bunch of short films by the Astronaut Six guys, really talented guys. Got to get this one, especially if you enjoyed Father's Day. Some kind of more artsy, weird stuff. Trouble Every Day, an awesome cannibal flick. French-Canadian director, I believe. This stars, the hell is his name? This is bad, because I'm really a fan of him. Vincent Gallo, famed from Buffalo 66, one of my favorite flicks of all time. A lot of people do not like Vincent Gallo. I love him. Awesome, twisted cannibal flick, and stars the killer from Inside. She's a very eccentric, crazy actress, and this role is no different. Highly recommended. Sucks as a Korean release. It's ridiculous that this doesn't have a really good release, but seek it out. A lot of fun. Love the ending. Really cool flick. Trouble Every Day. Morgiana by Juris Hers. Great Polish director. Big fan of his. Wanted this flick for a while. It's on the Great Second Run label, which I talked about before. Twisted flick about a couple sisters. It's a dual role played by the same actress, which I always really enjoy that. Really cool flick, kind of gothic, twisted gothic flick. Saying flick a lot today. Black Moon, Criterion Collection. So happy that Criterion gave this proper release for this fucked up, weird, bizarre flick. Love this film. Check it out. If you like weird shit, maybe this will end up on my Cinema Bazaar sometime. Louis Smalley directed this. Definitely his black sheep of his film career. Absolutely love it. Really surreal. So happy that Criterion put this out. This release. I'll just say it's a strange flick. Check out the trailer on YouTube or something. Jan Svankmajer, another director I love. This is film Faust. Awesome flick. Great use as he's an animator as well. But Great use of puppets, really creepy, great atmosphere, great vibe. Happy to have this finally in the collection. Faust. Showers. Let's get to some 60s and 70s stuff. Finally picked up Invasion of the B-Girls. This is a Midnight Movies 2-pack along with Invasion of the Star Creatures, which is fun, but I basically got this for B-Girls. Love it. Always love Anitra Ford. Sexy as hell in this flick as always. Love the ending. Sexy film, twisted, just great 70s fun. Yeah, love it. I wish I would have liked to have had that cover by itself, but whatever. Free movie with it. VP, Vincent Price, man. I'm always adding to my Price collection. He has such a vast catalog. Finally got Tomb of Legier, Edgar Allan Poe's adaptation. Love this film. Love Elizabeth Shepard in this movie. Finally happy to have it. Always adding to the Price stuff. Got a lot of them, but needed that one for a while. This flick.
Venus and birds will be smiling when that moment arrives.
Jess Franco's Venus and Furs. I think it's his best film. I'm not a huge fan of his, but I like some of his work, and I think this is his best. It's stylish, sexy, but dark and trippy. Absolutely love it. Great story. Blue Underground release. Love that cover. Love this film. Happy to finally add it to the collection. Another one happy to finally add to. Sometimes it just takes time to get stuff. Another Blue Underground release. One of my favorite giallos. Black Belly of the Tarantula. Great cast. Barbara Boucher, who I absolutely love. Barbara Bach. And what's his name? Giancarlo Giannini, I believe his name is. The lead. Love that guy. He's got the great giallo stash. Great soundtrack. I love the theme music for that runs throughout. Kind of like a dark, jazzy piano riff. Awesome flick, definitely one of my favorite giallos. Thrilled to have that. Black Belly of the Tarantula. Velvet Vampire, great atmosphere, 70s flick. Sherry Miles is in this. Really cool, another one kind of erotic, but twisted, and it's got a really cool vibe, and I love how it looks too. I mean, unfortunately the transfer isn't great, but I'd love to see, like, I don't know, some label put this up, maybe remaster it, throw it on Blu-ray, because visually it's shot so well, the cinematography is really cool. I'd love to see an awesome Blu-ray transfer of that. If that is available somewhere, someone please let me know. Pick this one up. Director of Who Can Kill a Child. I love that film. He put out a film, The House That Screamed, back in the 70s. I have yet to watch it. I can't wait. Another film that didn't get a proper single release that I know of. So it's on this, the Elvira's Movie Macabre 2-pack with Maneater of Hydra. Can't wait to watch this flick. And it's cool getting it in an Elvira edition, which is cool. She got the cool inside, and I got a few of these. So hopefully the transfer is okay, and I can't wait to watch it. I'm sorry for the length of this, but this should be no surprise to you guys. It's a Horrors Ball show. Try to get through these last ones quickly. Always adding to the Code Red label, part of my collection. Finally picked up the Redeemer. Just say this, anyone who hasn't seen it, this is like, I'll say just the strangest slasher film of all time, I think. Let me know if you agree. But if you're a slasher fan, it's got to be in your collection. No question, just the oddest slasher ever. I love it. Ghost Keeper, great atmospheric 80s Canadian flick. Happy to finally have that one. Great cover. So always adding to the Code Red. Australian creature feature Dark Age. Always adding to the creature feature collection. I love to, honestly, eventually I want to have every single 60s, 70s, or 80s creature feature killer animal flick, whether it be sharks, alligators, crocodiles, animals, birds, whatever. Gotta have them all. I just love the practical effects in them, whether they're cheesy or not. This one's Dark Age, pretty good. It gets a little preachy at the end, environmental wise, which is fine by me though. So if a pro-ecological environment, animal point of view bothers you, then don't watch it. But if that doesn't bother you, definitely recommend. A lot of fun, some pretty cool effects, and definitely cool ending. Apparently Quentin Tarantino is a big fan of this flick. This is a bootleg, unfortunately. Unable to find an actual release. Here's a great film from the 80s, some 80s stuff that took me, one of those ones that just took me way too long to get. If I had the money to buy everything, I would have had this a lot sooner. Witchboard, love this flick. It's an Anchor Bay release. I know a lot of you out there probably love this film. Tawny Katane, Man, she's hot, of course, but I thought her performance was actually really awesome in this film, and happy to finally add that. A couple cool bootlegs here from a seller that Scotty. Thank you for letting me know about this. Picked up a couple of these Blood Stalkers. I fucking love this movie. Awesome. Cheesy, low budget, from the 80s, or is this the 70s? I'm sorry. It's actually 1978. Apologize. Awesome flick. I don't know. It sways a lot back and forth during the film, where you kind of think it's just gonna be all cheese, but then it kind of gets a nice, cool, dark atmosphere. And there's a particular scene at a church with like a gospel choir singing, and it kind of intersperses in between what's going on. I don't know. Just I'll highly recommend it. Pick this flick up, find it, whatever. Get on VHS. Awesome film. Similar feelings to this one. The Abomination, just wacky, crazy, practical effects, kind of like Deadly Spawn type stuff, only even more low budget, but a lot of fun. Great cover. There's a Region 2 release of that I'd like to get. No, speaking of cheese and cheddar, Evils of the Night, 80s fun, sci-fi horror, over the top, ridiculous, but a lot of fun. Has Julie Newmar in probably a later role that she'd like to forget, but lots of fun. Great shorty shorts on the chicks. Love the shorty shorts. Cool death scenes. A couple of adorably charming, twisted mechanics. Can't recommend this enough if you want a nice night of cheddar. Picked this one up used. Wife and I were shopping. It was just cool. It's kind of beat up, but I love tints. But there's one particular reason. I also had, it's one of these like compilations that gives you all these old awesome horror movies, which literally all of these I already had, like Dementia 13, Nightmare Castle, House on Haunted Hill, all these classics, which is fine. But the main reason I bought it is this. You know, just makes me think of Halloween. It plays for quite a while actually, so got it for a cheap price. Just for that sound effect alone. Continues on, as you can hear. So awesome. Just had to get it. Okay, we're winding down. I apologize. Just a few Blu-rays. I'll cut this shorter than I should, so it's still going. Trick or Treat. Bought this right when it came out, of course, the DVD edition way back when. But we just picked this up used at a store for a good deal. So looking forward to watch this on Blu-ray. Love the film, of course, and looking forward to see Anna Paquin in all her Red Riding Hood glory in high definition. Probably watch that definitely this month. Another one we picked up used. My wife picked up Clockwork Orange. Believe it or not, we didn't even own this film yet, so why not jump in right away with the Blu-ray? Classic, of course. Really excited about this one. Redemption Films. Like they put out a lot of the Gene Roland films on Blu-ray recently, but they also just started doing Mario Bava films, my favorite horror director of all time, and so excited to watch this. I had a really shitty copy of this film. I'll keep it though because it has a cool cover with Dagmar Lasseter on it, but great film. Can't wait to see this on Blu-ray. Finally, Hatchet for a Honeymoon. Awesome flick with the great Dagmar Lasseter. I can't wait to watch that. This flick, you know, I bought the DVD of this film like a year and a half ago. Another perk to get a Region Free player. Please, you get to see movies way before they come here to the States. This film finally just got released recently in the States. Mentioned this last year in Season 1. The loved ones love it. This is a Region 2 Blu-ray, so I gotta wait till I get my Region Free Blu-ray player to see it. But look at this edition. It's got the awesome slip cover. I'm a sucker for that stuff. That's why I got it. Great edition. And I love this lead actress. I think she's so hot, and I love just the bare bones cover, just her pointing the tool there and back her ankles. Just awesome. Can't wait to watch this on Blu-ray. And then I'll just show you a couple VHSs quickly. I picked up the Nelligan Massacre, which I know many of you picked up. Got this right when it came out back in the spring or whatever. Had to. Love the cover. I want to call myself a VHS collector, but I definitely dabble from time to time and pick that up. If I get a Region 1 VHS, it's definitely to watch it on my VCR. But I also collect some Region 2 stuff, which I actually can't watch. So therefore, I strictly buy it for the cover artwork. It's got to have some type of unique, cool cover artwork. And picked up Theater of Blood, Vincent Price. Love that cover. Awesome artwork. And slasher film I love. It was in my top 10 back in Season 1. Curtains. Just love that artwork. Look at that. I love how it wraps around the side. I love when artwork does that. It's kind of beat up, but whatever. It's a VHS. So there you go, guys. I could show you even more, but it's already ridiculously long. Let me know. Give me some feedback if you would like to see me do this kind of more traditional style of showing off just my A to Z stuff that I pick up, like many of you do so well out there. Give me some feedback if you want to see that maybe in season 3 as a segment. So thanks for sticking around. Chars, have a great October, and please, you want to stick around for part 2 of the show. I'm telling you, you always should, but especially this one.